the other songs.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Texas Music Spotlight. My name is Julian. Today we have a special guest from Dallas, Texas, John Antle and the Passengers. John, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Tell me who I see there. Who's there all there in the room with you guys?
Well, I've got Rob Pacheco. He is our drummer. Right in back of Rob is Jordy Martin. He is our guitarist from Spain. And we have Alan Andre here in the back, plays bass. And this is the crew here so far.
Cool, man. Tell me how you guys met. How did you guys get together?
Well,
Tinder?
Yeah, pretty much. We were thinking about calling ourselves the Craigslist Killers because we all assemble on Craigslist for the most part. And really, the only one who really kind of came through a mutual person was Alan, and then of course the original person though before him came through Craigslist too. So yeah, we've all met on Craigslist.
Really?
A lot of trial and error was involved, but we eventually got the right people.
Wow. Yeah, I know people that use Craigslist and not with good success. So obviously you guys have had some success with
a little bit of that.
Craigslist is good for that too, right? So how did you guys get you guys sound? I heard some of the recordings yesterday. Tell me about the sound of the band. Where does that come from? Is it how would you describe your music?
Well, I'm sure everybody can kind of have some input on that. I usually like to describe it as it's kind of melodic, lyric-driven indie rock. Sort of philosophical, lyric-driven indie rock, I guess, is a way you can.
And I noticed a couple of tunes had some food references. That stuck out to me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm also a binge eater. So that comes into play.
That was one thing that stood out with me. The other guys, you're welcome to jump in, chime in, whatever. If you got something to say, go ahead and say it. We can hear you guys. I want to talk to the bass player too, because I'm a bass player, so I have an affinity to bass players. So the Craigslist thing, is it something you do all the time?
We kind of found everybody on Craigslist, and we've definitely tried out some guys. We got an interesting Craigslist story for a guitar player we auditioned.
Uh-huh.
So we had this guy come in. He sounded pretty good, and we were kind of really enjoying playing with him, but he brought his friend along. I guess that was maybe for safety.
Right.
All of us playing, he just leaves. Just leaves the studio, leaves his friend there. And we didn't know what to do with the friend. We didn't know what happened to the guy. Pretty sure the guy went on a drug deal and just left us.
So you had a random stranger in your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely went through our share of, I guess, the crackheads on Craigslist.
You kind of have to, right? I mean, to get the good stuff, right?
Rite of passage.
Yeah.
Rite of passage. Go to the crackheads, find some good musicians, right? The latest album came out in 2014. Haunted Seaside Restaurant.
Yes.
How's that been going for you guys?
It's going great. I'll show that to everybody here. Seaside Restaurant. This was the EP that I initially did. Actually, that was put out before I met these guys, and then had assembled a group to really go play around Dallas and start doing more shows. Before that, I was more of just doing kind of singer-songwriter stuff, kind of coffee shop venues.
And so now you're breaking out and doing more band stuff with clubs and the bar scene.
Right. Yeah, we've mostly done a lot of the clubs in Dallas, and like I said, we're basically just kind of continuing to try and get out there and kind of promote our brand. We're actually planning to go into the studio at the end of the month, and we'll be recording 6 new songs.
So who played on the original EP? Was that all you?
No. So I played somewhat, of course, sang and wrote the songs. The musicians on the EP, though, were hired out.
Oh, okay. It sounds good. It's a good production. The question in the chat room: how does the songwriting process go about? How do you go about how do you go about writing songs? I guess now that you have the guys in the band, as opposed to by yourself.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Typically, John will, he's got all kinds of ideas that float around, you know, in and out of his head. So what happens is he'll bring an idea, say, hey, this, you know, I came up with this. Well, I'll listen to it and say, yeah, that's horrible. Let's try it like this. So basically, you know, we get the feel for, you know, what he's trying to put out there, you know, to portray, and then we will kind of tear it apart and reshape it. You know, everybody kind of has their 2 cents. So as long as we try our best to stick to his original idea, so you know, so we're accomplishing his feel.
Right, and I think the ability to tell the person that sucks is one that's hard to do. If you got a good band that if you got a group of guys that you're able to do that, and the sound gets better when you do that, as opposed to this is the way I want it to sound. That's just do it this way, right? So you guys have a lot of input in the sound.
Oh yeah, for sure. The great thing about this group is like nobody has a huge ego. I mean, we all have egos, obviously, but we all listen and accept each other's input and actually value it. So it's not like anybody here is the rock star. So
not yet.
Yeah, I really need input from these guys, because for me, growing up, I would listen to a lot of Bob Dylan, so a lot of my music comes out being just like long, sprawling lyrics and things like that, and it really needs to be kind of awakened and made alive with more of a rock sound. So definitely the input from all of these guys kind of takes it and, like I said, just brings it, makes it become alive.
So how do you think the sound has changed from the EP to the new stuff you're going to put out?
Yeah, actually, I think it definitely has. It's gotten a little bit more serious. The EP, my intentions for putting out the EP were kind of to show everybody kind of a wide variety of the different types of music I'd written. And the stuff that we're working on here, it's similar in that it's pretty lyric driven, and it's all still pretty melodic, but it's a little more dark, a little more serious, a little bit harder too.
Cool, man. Well, let's hear something. What are you going to play first?
Well, now that I said it's a little harder, we're probably going to play you a couple of the softest songs that are going to be on the new EP.
Cool. You're hearing it first on the Texas Music Spotlight. What's the name of the song?
So this song is called Savannah.
Okay.
It was an early fall. We came when our mothers called and sang until our lips turned blue. We never knew just what to do. Then the cops would come around and try to clean up this town. So Vanity, I'm telling you, you gotta do just what you love to do. Don't count on anyone but yourself. Your happiness is not your health. Take the blues and paint it black. There's no concern for what you lack. You'd always have someone you knew before your life begun. Savannah, told me that you liked me and how you'd like to get to know me. But you don't really love me, and you say you can't see through me. And why don't you believe me? Those paper mache stigmas, we built them just to break them. But before the schoolyard walk, I knew inside of me you would win. The words were cool and mine were lame. You already had one again. Oh, Savannah.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
You can't escape this false reality you've made. But if one moment you believe what you feel is not ecstasy, give it all, shoulder the blame to conceal you from disgrace. When we're older, wait and see. We'll rule this town. Trust me, Savannah. I'm telling you, you gotta do just what you love to do. Count on anyone but yourself. Your happiness is not your health. Take the blues or paint it black. There's no concern for what you lack. You'd always have someone you knew before your life was gone.
Very nice, guys. Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. That's a great song. Now I'm going to ask one thing. Can I move the cajon player by the bass player?
Yeah, we can do
Yeah, we were actually thinking that before we started.
Yeah, and I may have you do that song again because number one, I like it, and number two, I think the cajon is clipping, and it's cutting the sound down. So I'm going to try. Well, I want to be able to see you too. So good movement, yeah.
So you move there, or
Can you sing there?
do I move forward, or
If you'd like, yeah.
yeah?
I feel like I'm all up here by myself.
By the way, the bass sounded fine.
Good. Good.
That's all we're worried about.
Yeah, this band's all about the bass. You know?
That's the way every band should be.
Thanks.
Let me hear that cajon real quick.
All right. You want to hear it?
Just the cajon, yeah. Yeah. Only because before you were right up against the mic and it was clipping. And I may have you do the song again just because I want to get a good copy of it. But if not, we'll edit what we have there. But man, that's a great song. Who wrote that? You wrote that, or was that a group process?
I wrote that with a friend of mine.
Now there's a question in the chat
actually,
room. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we've kind of revamped that because that song originally was written as very much of like a folk song, just a guitar and a harmonica kind of thing. And so we really turned it into more of a kind of ambient sort of rock song. It's kind of reminiscent of like Band of Horses kind of
Right.
kind of sound. So yeah, there definitely was some major input, from guitar from Jordy on that, getting that kind of nice reverby ambient sound.
Right.
And of course, Rob added to the really extreme kind of rock drums on there. There is a bridge in the middle of the song where we kind of rock out. I think Alan had a lot to do with contributing to that part. That's one of my shortcomings is I tend to not write bridges to any of my music. So
Right.
we always seem like we have to add a bridge into the song, otherwise it's just way too repetitive.
Gotcha. No, it sounds great. It's a great song. I had a question in the chat room. I'm going to start with Jordy because I haven't heard from Jordy. What are your musical influences?
Well, I've heard and played a lot of different music, but if I had to choose between all of them, maybe Pearl Jam and Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
Probably Ben Harper and Red Hot Chili Peppers, kind of.
Those are all great. And keep going on the route.
Radio.
Huh?
Let's
keep going. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just when I talk, it cuts off, and that's all right.
Okay.
Keep going. The rest of the band. Who else influenced you guys?
Radiohead being a big influence.
And of course, Alan.
Yeah, me. I kind of have a bunch of different influences. So I like all the bands Jordy just named. I get really into, I like a lot of jazz music. I'm actually a trumpet player too. So I really liked Miles Davis growing up, and
you dig Maynard Ferguson?
Oh yeah, Maynard's the dude. That guy rules. Yeah, I like him. I'm really into indie rock. I like Beach House a lot. I grew up listening to like Death Cab and stuff like that. And I like progressive metal too. So I'm kind of a little all over the board.
There you go. What about you, Rob?
Man, when I was first appreciating music, man, it was all about stuff like Motley Crue and the '80s glam bands. And then I started to figure out there were some other aspects to music. So I actually grew up on stuff like Rush, Zeppelin, Police, the standards for rock, the drumming
the classics.
Yeah, and then I had just like this guy, progressive rock, metal, Mastodon, stuff like that. I'm pretty much all over the place too. So awesome. Yeah.
Hey John, how's it like playing in Dallas? How's the music scene up there? Is it good? Is it bad?
You kind of get mixed reports, and they can probably provide some input here too. But it seems to me a little bit Dallas is either Dallas is okay. Some of the surrounding areas I think are even better, like Fort Worth and Denton. Yeah, Denton's a really close to us. That's a great music scene there. But Dallas has some definitely some cool venues down in the Deep Ellum area. Also, kind of the South Dallas area has got some cool venues as well. So yeah.
For like original music, is it good for it? I mean, are you having to put a lot of covers in just to get the cover gigs and then incorporate your original stuff, or?
Actually, we basically never do covers. So much so we've decided we've actually probably need to start learning some covers, just so that we can expand the venues that we play at, start playing at different venues that may want to hear more covers.
Yeah, but I would say that here in Dallas is not like Austin or Nashville where you find all these cover bands all over the place. In Dallas, in Deep Ellum, for example, where you've got all the venues, it's pretty rare to find cover bands over there. So I think in Dallas the scene is pretty original and good in this sense. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That is true. Any given night you go out in a venue and you're probably going to hear original music. There aren't many cover bands.
And that's different from San Antonio, because San Antonio, that's all you hear is cover bands, you know?
Yeah, I'm from San Antonio, and that's what I was doing before I joined this band. I was in a cover band.
Yeah. I did that for many years, playing a cover band.
Yeah.
And I have to give a big shout out to Denton, because my son, who you've been talking to, Jules the Human, actually went to school up in Denton, and he loves Denton up there.
Yeah, Denton's a great music scene, man. There's so much good stuff going on up there, and for Dallas, a city of this size, the music scene is really pretty good. Austin, in my opinion, is just a little overcrowded. It's whether it's population or music scene, but Dallas, it's when I came from San Antonio, I was really surprised at how vibrant the music scene is up here. It's really pretty cool.
Well, we're working on it down here in San Antonio. We're trying to get a original scene. My son is involved with a lot of stuff here in town and trying to get the local scene going. Speaking of that, do y'all travel? Have you had the chance to travel with the band?
Well, we all have regular kind of 9-to-5 jobs. So we wouldn't right now, as far as touring is concerned, we won't tour very far. It's definitely something we would like to do, and hopeful actually to do it shortly. But like I said, it'd be something like we would probably do is drive out, someplace that's a few hours away, play a show, maybe spend the night, and then drive back. That's something, like I said, we've considered doing before. But like I said, yeah, as far as touring like out of state, things like that, we haven't done any of that kind of touring yet.
You've got the adult responsibilities, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
like you got things to pay for, like bills and food.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So we're gonna do a section of the podcast as soon as my mic stops ringing. A section of the podcast we call the Texas Two-Step, and it's 2 random questions that have nothing to do with music. And my son Jules the Human writes these questions out and puts them on little cards. See there, 1 and 2. And I have no idea what they're gonna be. I have no idea what they say. So let's see what question number 1. What TV show do you love, but it ended poorly?
X-Files.
That was
Dexter.
Oh, I agree with that one. Is that it? Nobody watches TV else? Nobody else watches TV over there?
I'm almost, ashamed to admit it, but my girlfriend got me into True Blood, and I think that show just tanked like at the end.
What about you, Jordy?
I love The Wire, but in The Wire, there's not an end. There's several ends depending on the season. So I'm a big fan of The Wire, and I would say that The Wire has no bad end at all. Ever.
Well, there you go. Question number 2. What was your favorite pastime as a child?
Man, I gotta say playing video games.
As a child? I still do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
As a child, man.
Look at John. John's thinking there.
No, it depends on the age exactly. One thing that I did way too long, and this is an embarrassing story, but I had like a whole world in my own head, running around in the backyard pretending I was like an army man, blowing things up in my mind, my imagination.
But without moving, like quiet.
Oh no, I'd run around with like a stick and pretend that it was blown up.
Well, I used to use a hanger as a gun. You turn it upside down and hold it at the handle. Yeah, we all do that.
John has many interesting stories from his childhood.
Yeah, some of those.
I'd like to hear some. I would like to hear some.
I would say I was a hardcore little skater.
What was that?
I a little skater back in the day.
All right, on.
Yeah.
He was a skater boy.
Yeah. Then see you
No.
later.
No more. You retired?
Yeah, man. Actually, yeah. Once I got into playing drums, I think I wiped out one time, hurt my wrist, and I said, nope, that's it. I'm done. I like playing drums too much for this anymore. So, yeah.
No,
I was playing soccer in my little hometown streets with my friends. Probably that.
cool. Now, John? I know you're married, right?
Yes.
How is the family life? You have kids or anything?
Yeah. So I've got a little boy, and I've got another one actually on the way in July.
Nice.
So another
Congratulations. Boy. How's balancing the family life with the music life?
It can be a little challenging. Definitely. Sometimes, sometimes your spouse can get a little aggravated. Or you're practicing.
You're going to play with your friends again.
Yeah. But actually, she's pretty understanding. She's definitely supportive of me and the band and us doing music. So my wife's great. So like I said, I understand it can be a little frustrating sometimes, but I make it work.
Good.
Make it work as a family.
Yeah. The other guys, you guys have families?
I have a wife, but I have no kids, so it's way more easy for me than for John to deal with with this stuff. But she's very how do you say that? Understanding. So it's kind of easy for me. It's not a big thing. No.
I have a son, and I just recently got engaged. So
nice. Congratulations.
It went in the wrong order, but I think it's going to end up in the same spot, hopefully.
I'm just single, ready to mingle. No
there you go.
So if there's any ladies out there,
yeah, if any ladies,
right here.
You can find Alan on Craigslist. Just look him up there.
Right.
Now I have to ask Jordi, the accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Barcelona, from Spain.
Oh, nice, man. Now, being from there, how long have you been here in the States?
I've been here for almost 3 years now.
3 years?
Mm-hmm. I came here. I was hired as a science teacher, bilingual science teacher, and I had always played in bands over there in Spain. And as soon as I got here, I tried to find somebody to play with. And at the very beginning, on Craigslist, I played with some creepy bands, but yeah, I just said, hey guys, this is not for me. And eventually luckily I found these guys, so they accepted me, and here I am.
Jules wants to know about the creepy bands.
Well, just random people who don't know each other, like we were at the beginning, but their musical skills are not that good. So it was like, okay, maybe this is not my spot.
Right on. Shout out to Craigslist, man. Craigslist getting a lot of props today. John, what do you got in store for the future here? What's going on this year?
Well, we're excited to get back into the studio and release an album. Followed by that, I would really like to get a good music video out. At least get one very quality video out, get that online, and get a lot of start promoting, I guess, the music basically via videos online. Because we really don't have anything. We have obviously a music presence online, but as far as general videos and things like that, we don't have a whole lot of presence online. So we're wanting to really kind of expand on that. Kind of more of the market of the band.
You have any big shows coming up?
Actually, we actually had kind of put a few of the shows actually off here for the rest of the month because we're getting things wrapped together actually for going in the studio. We're actually going right into the band, or we're going right into the studio literally here at the end of the month. So we're kind of tying things together as far as getting the songs situated the way we're going to play them. So So yeah,
Are you
so
going to go into the studio fully fully produced? I'm sorry.
we're really getting ready to go into the studio, and then we'll kind of come out. I guess we'll come out with guns blazing then.
Now, when you go into the studio, do you go with everything fully produced? You know exactly what you're going to do. You're not going to do any kind of like some bands do. They come in and they work out the songs in the studio, or you can have everything set in stone.
Well, for budgetary reasons, we're definitely trying to get things worked out before we go in there. But there's definitely going to be some definitely stuff that displayed kind of whatever extemporaneously just once we get into the studio.
Are you working with a producer?
Yes. So the person who actually produced our first EP, his name is Joey McClellan, and he's actually plays in the band Midlake. They're a Denton band. So we'll be recording at his studio, and he'll be producing again like he did on the first EP.
Cool, man. Well, let's get you to play another song.
Cool. So this next song is also going to be on the new album. It's called Pink Blister.
Here in our lives, it isn't all that boring, just a little dull sometimes. I used to spy on my neighbors shortly till they caught me looking one time. Pink blister shooting, keep your head below the fence and you'll find. And you know tonight look home, but you have to be the glory of mine. So your mama said she told you, so she said she sold you down the river. So your mama said she told you, so she said she sold you down the river. You burned your hand. Burning on the iron when you iron my white shoe. Well, this is my house. And if you don't like my rules, you can just get out. So your mama said she told you, so she said she sold you down the river. So your mama said she told you, so she said she sold you down the river. Hey, 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 then I let it down. Where my leg down. Soon as I come to life, the time of the bombs. Soon as I come to life, the time of the bombs.
Very cool. Very cool. Now it sounded great. The problem with the phone mics is it tends to clip. Uh, and I know the bass player, Alan, you were turned off, right?
Yeah, we had a little from when we moved the little cajon. I guess it unplugged my cord and I didn't notice.
If you have the option, do you want to do it again, or it's? I mean, if not, it's cool.
Okay.
Let's do it again.
Yeah. Do
Well-
you think the are okay?
What happens is I'm going to ask the bass player to turn down a little bit, which I hate to do. I hate to do it because I'm a bass player, but that and the cajon are clipping. So
I can I mean,
no. No. Go to the next room. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. It's just
that one. But it's got to go in the bottom.
it's just that it's a problem with any phone mic that because the mics are not made to do that, handle that much. When you input so much stuff, the mic has call it like a compressor. It compresses a little bit, and I can work with the sound a little bit, but the songs are really good.
We're going to have to make an adjustment here because we're
so.
about to lose power. So let's see here. Hey, there you are. What's going on? Let's see if we can get this going here because this is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Tricky.
Oh shit, old school.
Yeah, that's how I roll, bro. That's how I roll. Let's see if we can do that.
Oh, perfect.
It ain't there yet. There we go. Wait.
There we go. Yeah.
Can you stop stepping on that cord, guy? Look, you're determined to ruin this, John. Okay. Let's see if it'll stay. All right. How's that? Yeah? You got it? We're good?
What are you doing there? Moving the mic back?
What's that?
Are you moving the mic back or?
Oh, we had to move it to the side because we have an Apple phone and we're about to run out of power, so we had to plug into the bottom and then having to balance that phone is crazy. So, but it should be in the same relative position.
Okay, so then for recording purposes, we'll just do this. Would you like to do both songs? We'll do one song and then we'll see how it sounds.
Let's do. We'll do Savannah again.
Do we have to move a little
No,
bit again?
it's up to you. When the interview part is pretty much done, and even though we're still recording, all this is put on there. But for the audio, I want to try and get a good audio.
Okay. So you said the second song, the cajon clipped again?
Yeah, it's a combination of the cajon and the bass.
Okay, I'll play lighter. I got it.
Okay. But the thing is, it's a phone mic, so it's going to compress anyway. So I'm trying to limit, as much of that as possible.
I wouldn't.
You're fine.
There you go.
You got it? Oh, look at this guy. See?
All right.
Okay.
All right. So if you want, go ahead and go through both songs again, just so I have something to work with when I do the audio, and then we'll do an outro and we're done.
Sure. Sounds good.
Which one first?
stickball. It was the early fall. We came when our mothers gone, and sang until our lips turned. We never knew just what to do. Then the cops would come around and try to clean up this town. So badly, I'm telling you, you gotta do just what you love to do. Don't count on anyone but yourself. Your happiness is not your health. Take the blues or paint it black. No concern for what you lack. You always have someone you knew before your life. Girl, you told me that you liked me, and how you'd like to get to know me. But you don't really love me, and you say you can't see through me. And why don't you believe me? Those paper mache stick, we built them just to break them. But before the schoolyard walked in, I knew inside that you would win. The words were cool and mine were lame. You already had won the game. Oh, Savannah. And I hope someday you can escape this false reality of me. But if one moment you believe what you feel's not ecstasy, give it all, shoulder the blame to conceal you from disgrace. When we're older, wait and see. We'll rule this town, just me and Savannah. Natalie, I'm telling you, you gotta do just what you love to do. Don't count on anyone but yourself. Your happiness is not your health. Take the blues or paint it black. There's no concern for what you lack. You'd always have someone you knew before your life began.
Yeah, man, much better.
Awesome.
And it's up to you if you want to do the second song. I know Alan probably wants to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're missing that bass part and the whole front part.
Yeah.
Here in our lives, it isn't all that boring, just a little though sometimes. I used to spy on my neighbor shortly till they caught me looking one time. Just a shooting, keep your head below the fence and you'll find. And you know some I look over, but you have to be so curious mind. So your mama said she told you, so she's mad. She said she sold you down real. So your mama said she told you, so she's mad. She said she sold you down real. You burned your hand. You burned them on the eyes when you eyed my right shoulder. This is my house. You don't like my rules, you can just get out. So mama said she told you, so she's mad. She said she sold you down river. So mama said she told you, so she's mad. She said she sold you down river. Then I let it down. Where my let down. So nice I could turn the lights on and they be caught up at the bottom of the second day. So nice I could turn the lights on and they be caught up at the bottom of the second day.
Very nice. John Antle and the Passengers. You can find them at johnantle.com. John, Alan, Jordy, Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Be sure, if you're in Dallas, Texas, be sure to check them out. Look them up on Facebook, on their website. For my partner, Jules the Human, my name is Julian. This has been the Texas Music Spotlight.